All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Erica Leary. I'm from the United States, but I've been here in Panama about 11 years. So I'm going to get going. Title is goal setting. So a goal, what is it? An observable and measurable outcome to be achieved within a fixed amount of time. It is super important to schedule your time. Do blocks of time. Figure out how long is it going to take you to do something. Somebody asked earlier, what happens if it takes me longer? You know, it does happen. But when you reflect, when you look back, hopefully you're going to figure out, okay, the next time I do that, I need to plan longer for that particular activity. All right? You need to leave gaps in your day too, because stuff comes up. All right, so number 2, strategy. Approach, guidelines for making decisions, designed based on your own strengths. So for every goal you have, you need to have a strategy. I'll go over some examples a little later, but you need to make sure that you know what your strategy is. How are you going to tackle that goal? If you don't think about that before you start, you're going to be wandering around aimlessly. All right? 3, objective. So your results, your target. Your objective is basically your goal turned into a SMART goal. So a SMART goal is basically, in a nutshell, just how you're going to do the goal, when you're going to do it. You need to know specifically what you have done when it's over. You know, if you're just wandering around, there's no end to it. So make sure that there's an end game. There's something objective that you're going to look at and say, I'm done. I finished. Awesome. I rock. Tactic. So this is just your actions. What are you going to actually do? This is your to-do list, guys. This is word for word what's going to happen so that you can achieve that objective. If you do not have your tactics aligned with your goals, you're not going to be able to achieve your objectives. Strategy is your why. Why are you doing it? How are you doing it, right? The tactic is the how specific. For those of you that said you were entrepreneurs or trying to be entrepreneurs, right? The strategy is the part that you never want to give away. That's the part that at least you need to be in charge of, because that's what's going to make your business effective, which we'll talk about later. But that's the brains behind it. You want to make sure that you keep part of that. But the tactics part, that's the part that you might want to consider outsourcing. This is one of my businesses that I just started here in Panama. So Panama Quality Education, this is just a quick example of what it is. So our goal is to be the #1 place in Panama for testing preparation. We do TOEFL, SAT, that kind of thing. All right, so that's an overall goal. But if I left it at that, how am I going to do it? I'm never going to get there, right? So our strategy is brand and name recognition. We want everybody in Panama to know our name or to know our little logo that looks like a box, right? When anybody sees it or hears it, we want them to know who we are. That's our strategy, right? How are we going to do that? Our objective, to have at least 5 students from each of the top 10 schools come and take our test prep. And then the tactic. So exactly what are the nitty-gritty? What exactly are we going to do to make sure that our name gets out and to make sure that we get those kids into our place? Those are all the little things that we're going to do. Now, do I need to go through and do every single one of those tasks? I mean, maybe at the beginning, maybe I do, maybe I want to. Maybe I don't. Maybe I hire out, the social media, or maybe I hire out the Google Ads, whatever. But you need to know and you need to list exactly what it is that you're going to do so that you're planning it and you know in the future whether it is an activity that you want to do or that you want to outsource. All right, so here's like a tactic validation sheet that you guys, I can send it to you. You guys can sign up for it later. But what you would do with this is you would write down every single activity that you do in your life, in your business. Maybe you want to separate it by, like I have several businesses. So separate it by business maybe, or separate it personal and professional. But write down every single one. Tactic validation sheet. Is it worth it? So what activity are you doing? And I'm talking about the small, little, down to every single activity. Write it down. Then you want to go through and see if it's efficient or effective. Goal and objective. You're not going to write down your goal and objective again. What you're going to do is align it. It has to be aligned. If that activity is not aligned with one of your goals, take it out. If it's not aligned, your goal is going to have an objective, which is your SMART goal, right? If it's not aligned with that, take it out. But make sure that every single activity is aligned with something. Then you're going to decide, is it me that's going to do it? Am I going to outsource it, or am I going to delegate it to one of my team members? And you can write down your team member's name over there. And eliminate. Just check it. If you're going to eliminate it, make sure that's off your list for the future. Or at least maybe you keep an eliminate list and add it to something else later on. But for the moment, it needs to be off your list. You have enough to focus on. Go back and reflect on where you're at I recommend daily also, but wherever you are, you want to reflect on your goals. Is that goal something that you're still into? Life changes quickly, you guys. Your goals may not be the same today as they are tomorrow, or at least in 6 months from now. So go back, review, see what's different, see what new opportunities have presented themselves, and you've decided maybe this is a better opportunity, you need to change course a little bit. Or I love this, I want it to kind of align with what I'm doing right now, how can I fit that in? It's all up to you. So try setting your top 3 goals right now. Get your paper and pens out. Make sure you are specific. Very specific. Set a date, you guys. Do just 3 goals. Why 3 goals? All of us may have 180 goals in our heads roaming around, right? Pick your top 3. Niche it down, you guys. Really get serious about what you're going to accomplish with just those 3 goals. Once you get going and once you get good at it, then add to it if you want to. But start with 3 simple goals so that you know that you can at least get there, and at the end, you are going to pat yourself on the back, tell yourself you rock, and add another goal. The one step that I can take today that takes me closer to my goal. Guys, put that on your calendar every day. You need to know that. All right, guys, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Make sure you set your goals. Thank you. Efficiency, which is doing things right, is irrelevant until you work on the right things. Peter Drucker. All right, so for productivity, I'm going to talk about efficiency and effectiveness. So what is the difference and why do we care? So efficiency is going to be about how quickly you do it, or how much under budget you do something. That's going to be like kind of on that realm of being efficient. All right? Effective is how well it's done. So were your clients super happy? How effective was whatever it was that you did? That's going to be the effective part. So who can tell me which one of those to take on one of those yourself? That's the one that you need to worry about. That's the high-level thinking one. That's the one that you need to be sure that you are on top of at all times. So that one is doing the right thing. Focus is achieving the goal. The other one, the focus is achieving the goal as well, but not in the same way, really. Effective is long-term thinking and innovation and new ways. You're not going to take the time to think of a new way to do something if you're only looking at how to do it the most efficient way possible, right? Efficient is, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Step 1, 2, 3, 4, do it again. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, do it again. So that's going to be the thing that you're going to do in your company or in your job or however, that you're going to write down a list of the steps that somebody would take to do it, and it's going to be done that exact same way every single time, over and over and over. This is our ideal spot, right? Explosive. That's where you want to be. You want to be efficient and effective. If you are ineffective but efficient, you are wasting your time and your energy, right? Move away. If you're inefficient yet effective, you're average Joe. Same old, same old. That's just what everybody else is doing. And change your clothes, inefficient and ineffective. So that one, get out while you still can. You do not want to do that anymore. So let's go back to the first one, efficient and effective. So you want to be doing what you're doing well, right? But always have time in your schedule to use your brain power. Just have a little bit of, powwow with your team, with your group, with yourself. If it's just you, you need to be thinking of ways to improve at all times, right? Everything can be better. None of us are perfect. Nothing that we do is so awesome that we would never want to change it. We need time in our schedules, in our lives, to sit around and figure it out. And that brain power part is you. You need to be over, even if you do it in a group, you can do it in a group. You need to get a group of people over it, but you need to always know that that is what you're focused on. How am I going to make it better? How am I going to do it faster? How am I going to make my business so explosive that I am the one everybody goes to? All right, so effective, just like everything else in life, is the 80-20 rule. So you're going to take every single one of your activities, you're going to figure out, is it effective or is it efficient? That's going to help you decide, is it something that you can do, that you can outsource, right? If it's neither effective nor efficient, get it off your list. Why is it on there, right? If it's not aligned to your goals, get it off there. But figure out, you guys, is it efficient or effective? 20% of your activities will bring you 80% of your income, 20% of your clients, 20% of your everything. So productivity products. Guys, you can use every single product in the world. If you don't understand what it is to be productive, all you're going to do is waste time. So do you need to use all of these products? No way. Do you have to use any of the products? No. If you don't need them, don't use them. All right, Google Suite, you guys. It's free. Use it. It does everything. I think earlier they were talking about in time management. Block your time. I think at the end, Google Calendar. Oh, the last one I didn't do. Okay, so Google Calendar and Google Suite. Those are awesome. Google Suite is great if you have a team of people that you're working with, because everybody can see what you're doing and you can do it online. Slack is a messaging. If you've never used it, Slack is also a good team type thing that you go between your team, where it's sort of like WhatsApp, but it's a messaging app. Trello is kind of like a big Post-it note application to get all of your thoughts in order. It kind of gets your projects. So you can list underneath them what you want to do underneath. And you can also have different projects, which is very cool. It's fun. I mean, I think Trello is a good thing to learn if you don't know it. It's not that difficult, and it really can organize you. And for me, it's aesthetically pretty to look at, which helps me to actually enjoy it more. IFTT, Google Calendar, and the last one I didn't put on there. But IFTTT is just if this, then that. If you don't really know what that is, there's another program also called Zapier. Has anybody ever heard of that one? Either of the two? Basically what it does is helps you connect all of your applications together. So it might, if you ever have sat around going, God, I wish I could kind of get this connected to that, it does it. I mean, it's very cool. All right, so what did you do today that moves you one step closer to your goal? Guys, always be thinking. Every single day of your lives, you need to know, what did I do today? If it's only one thing, get it done. If it is just one thing, make sure you get it done. Write it down at night. The one thing I will do tomorrow is this. You may have 56 things on your list. Make sure you get that one thing done. Whatever helps you organize your life, organize your lists, makes you get more done and be more effective and efficient in your life, that's what you need to use. If it doesn't do that, if it's just wasting your time, don't use it, guys. And make some serious decisions. So guys, you can just write down your task lists. Every single thing you do, write the activities down, and then go through and figure out, is it effective? Is it efficient? Is it aligned to one of your goals? Is it part of your end game, right? You need to make sure that it's always part of that. If it's not, get it off your list. All right, thank you guys. My name is Erica Leary. I appreciate your focus, patience. Have a great day.